So the first question comes from Andrew H.I. I have difficulty meeting women, and I feel like I want to curb my sexual desire because that's something I can't have even though I still want it. Also, I know that focusing on my life and improving myself are better pathways to finding a relationship. I just get the feeling that if I just focus on myself all the time, then I will avoid opportunities that come up. How would you suggest to reconcile those two feelings?
I definitely felt this. I am gamer, okay? And thankfully for me, I was around like a community that was actually pretty positive when it came to social skills. Like I was around a bunch of guys who really wanted to break the stereotype of the like borderline shoot, I want to get my words right. Like of the socially inept, stinky gamer who looks bad and looks like he dipped his head in a freaking McDonald's fry vat. And smells bad and is literally incapable of making any sort of like meaningful connections to especially women, but like other like human beings. And by positive towards, you know, having healthy social skills, I mean mostly negative towards people who didn't. But with that being said, we would game, but we'd also go to the gym together, and we made it a goal to try to talk to at least one girl while we were all single back then, right? And we made it a goal to talk to at least one girl while we were out there. And I thought that was incredibly helpful, you know, to help break out of the idea, to help, you know, it reminded me of the dude who was like, I've been rejected 1,000 times by women, because he would just go out and just ask women out and, you know, just not, you know, barely even talk to them. Just be like, hey, you want to go on a date? And obviously lots of them would be like, no, I don't even know you. Who are you? But it helped break down the idea and the fear of being rejected, right? Because you're going to come back the next day and you're going to do the same thing and talk to another girl you think who's cute, who's doing yoga over there in the corner. You know, that's what I did. And that's what we did, you know, and then we'd hype each other up. You'd be like, hey, I saw you while we were on the treadmill. Looking up that girl over there. Dude, hit her up. Hit her up. She's hot. Hit her up. You know, and sometimes you get a date out of it. Sometimes you get like a smile and say, hey, you know, I have a boyfriend, but, you know, thank you so much. And that really helped. That really helped a lot.
Also, most of the social events outings I attend are mostly male dominated.
True.
On the other hand, the things that I do go to with women, I end up focusing on the event and enjoying myself. Do you think you could shed any light on my situation? Talk about a good question. Okay. So let's just think about this for a second, okay? So the first thing that he's saying is, so it sounds like Andrew's done his homework, right? So there's a common sense. So if you're interested in meeting, let's just assume a heterosexual relationship where we're thinking from the perspective of the man for a moment. So if you're a dude who's interested in meeting women, one of the most common pieces of advice is that you should just focus on yourself and like the women will come. I think that's a really great attitude, and we'll talk a little bit about why that is. But I think Andrew's question is really good because he's done some research and he's sort of found out that, okay, like, for example, he goes to an event and he just ends up like trying to enjoy himself. And what he's heard is that unless, you know, if you just focus on yourself and you try to have a good time, that like the women will come. And then he's doing that and he's like, dude, where are the women? I was promised the women. Like, where are the women? I'm focusing on myself. I'm not chasing after people. I'm not being a nice guy. There's no one-itis. You know, that's the, like, I was promised women. So he's trying to figure out, how can I reconcile finding a relationship and looking for a relationship with sort of this idea of just focusing on yourself?
I think that's true. You know, for me, I'm in the focus on myself phase. I'm single right now. I am looking for a girlfriend. But I'm in the single focus on myself phase. I'm trying to eat better. I'm trying to get all my finances in line. I'm trying to take care of myself better. And I'm doing all of these things. I'm trying to get back into my hobbies. I want to get back into painting. If you're watching and you aren't following, please follow. Okay? Please. I love you if you would. I make really good ramen. My macaroni is to die for. I make pancakes. Okay, we're nice here. Please follow. But I'm planning on doing more painting streams because I really want to get back into drawing and painting. And I thank you so much, But You Will, for the follow. And thank you for letting the American people know that we are tired of women. But I want to do more painting streams. I want to build Gundam on stream. I want to get back into running. I want to get back into working out. I want to get back into all of these things that I, put by the wayside when I was, in a relationship. And when I was kind of chasing a relationship more than oh, hey puppy. Oh, my puppy's here. Hey puppy. He woke up apparently. When I was chasing a relationship and not like focusing on myself more. I agree. It's everything you said. If you can bring some confidence and carry a conversation for 5 minutes, you have a shot, dude. Yes, 100%. Listen, all right. Dr. K won't tell you this, but I'm gonna drop a truth bomb on you. Okay, listen. For most men, it's about trapping women. All right. I'm gonna be 110% honest with you there. You have to trap them. Give them no escape. And I don't mean like pull a Sims on them, like lead them into a room and then like lock off the door and be like, I've got you now, my beauty. I will now engage in 5 minutes of conversation with you, and then at the end you will love me. Not that sort of thing. Please don't do that, okay? But I mean, just kind of corner them, but not in a weird way. Don't corner them in a weird way where they literally have no escape. One situation that I remember is back when we were, working out together and talking, make it a goal to talk to a girl while we were out there, is that there was this really cute girl who was doing yoga in around the the crunch machine at the gym we went to. And I thought she was extremely cute. We did our 30 minutes of cardio. I didn't watch her the entire time, right? We were talking and I was on my phone and stuff. But she was on the treadmill. She went to the elliptical, and then I guess she was finishing out her workout with some yoga or some leg lifts and stuff like that. And I thought she was extremely cute. And we finished our 30 minutes on the treadmill. And I was like, guys, you see that girl over there? She's so hot. She's so cute. I'd love to talk to her, right? And my dudes were like, hey, she's just over there. She's completely by herself. Because every time, and I say this like you have to corner her, but it's more like you have to feel like you won't be ghosted, right? When it comes to talking to girls online, they just don't reply, right? If they don't want to talk to you anymore, or they like forget to talk to you, they just don't reply. It's way harder to like leave someone on red in like real life, right? It's not like someone's gonna say hey and they're gonna look at you and then instantly walk away. That probably won't happen. That probably won't happen to you. And if they do, listen, boys, listen, kings, it's her fault because she missed out on such a beautiful man that is you. But so I don't know. She was talking to a friend. She had a friend there, and her friend walked away. And I was like, and my friends were like, "Hey, listen, there's your opening." She finished her workout, so I didn't feel like I was cutting in when she was talking to her friend, and I didn't feel like I was bothering her because she finished her leg lift, she finished her workout or whatever she was doing. I don't remember exactly what happened. This was exactly what she was doing. This was like a long time ago. So I felt like that was my opening. And in my head, I was like, finally, I have my opening. I've cornered her. That's how I want to explain it, more than, trapping women in real life. It's more like feeling like you have an opening to approach someone in the wild, And we talked for a little bit. And I walked up to her. I said, hey, I was working out and I saw you across the gym, and I couldn't leave without speaking to you because I thought you were just really beautiful, and I wanted to say hey and see how you're doing. And she, you know, and she smiled, and she was like, that's the nicest thing anyone said to me in such a long time. And we had a really nice conversation, and she was like, hey, you know, I think that you're a great guy. I have a boyfriend though, and we're in a happy relationship, but keep it up. You if you keep doing this, and if you keep being you, you'll definitely get a girlfriend in due time. And that was, I still carry that with me today, you know, and I wouldn't even have gotten that, and if I wouldn't have, got out of my comfort zone and decided to walk up to a random stranger and, you know, wear my heart on my sleeve for a second and be like, hey, you know, I think you're cute, and get out there. You know, I can only imagine how many instances today still I let go, and how other guys let go from having such a positive experience as that, for letting themselves be trapped by their mind and emotions, by forcing themselves out of situations where they could talk to people. And like I said, I still carry that today. That's such a great thing that she said to me. I don't know her name. I've never seen her ever again, but she, you know, she left an impact on me. And I think I left an impact on her too by, you know, how she felt. Is this a politics talk or a heart to heart? Buddy, politics starts in the heart, okay? Every politics stream is a talk from the heart. And this is nothing wrong. Thank you, King, for joining. This is a men's space where men can be men, all right? And I think that it's fine to wear your heart on your sleeve sometimes. It's fine to be it's not contradictory to be in your emotions sometimes and to be a man, okay? We're here to promote healthy relationships that men have with their masculinity, and we're doing it right here with our favorite Indian doctor, Dr. K. Them boys. It is also a politics talk, because I'm probably going to interject some like intersectional, you know, feminism, and, you know, how, you know, modern masculinity right now is trapping men and hurting them, and by keeping them from their heart. You are allowed to be extremely horny in this chat, okay? But not hornier than me. My horniness is the line, okay? And I'll tell you, I'm very horny at all points in time, all right? I got the freaking Viagra injection, all right? It exudes. I'm constantly hard 24/7. It doesn't go away. But we also talk about how the government's screwing us over. Yeah, you can have a heart and be masculine. These two are not separate. These two things are not separated.
And I think that's, in a weird way, there's no simple answer there, except that it's a balance between the two. So I think,
to remind you, he's talking about the balance between focusing on yourself and looking for a relationship.
The reason that people say that you should focus on yourself is because a lot of dudes focus too much on a relationship, right? And what happens is they start to invest their time in a particular person. So
gotta leave? No problem. Thanks for coming by. Also, yeah, and thank you once again for the follow. I really appreciate it.
Let's talk a little bit about nice guys in the friend zone. And
but wait, what did he say again? I want to make sure I got it.
Too much on a relationship.
I felt like I was there once, and I feel like a lot of guys can relate, that they were like spending so much time looking for a relationship. And by I mean looking for a relationship, I mean being outside, seeing a really cute girl, watching her walk by, and imagining yourself talking to her, sweeping her off her feet, and then being in like a loving relationship for the rest of your life. And while actually what happened is she walked by, you looked at her, and then you felt like you were looking too long, and then you looked away, and then you walked off, and you're like, man, I could have talked to her. That's what I meant by looking for a relationship. But yeah, you can spend way too much time doing that, and like letting yourself go, and feeling yourself slip into like unhappiness and depression from that. That's really something that can happen.
Right? And what happens is they start to invest their time in a particular person. So let's talk a little bit about nice guys in the friend zone, and like how guys end up in the friend zone. So the friend zone starts with a lack of confidence. So if you're interested in a woman and you're afraid that if you ask her out, she's going to say no, you exhibit some degree of avoidance. You don't put yourself out there. You don't ask her out. And then you're kind of afraid that like she's going to say no. So like, what do you do in that situation?
This one's going to hurt, boys. I felt this one. When he was talking about, I didn't watch all of this, but I watched like, I think like 4 minutes in. This one hurt. I felt it.
You want to increase your chances of her saying yes. And how do you do that? Like, you do nice stuff for her, right? So if you can get her to like you more, then when you ask her out, she's more likely to say yes. It's completely logical. So you start to invest in the relationship. You start to pick her up from the airport. You start to help her out when she's sick. You bring her chicken soup. You help her with her homework.
Oh, no.
And then there's like the most dreaded thing, which is that like you listen to her when she, you know, is bitching about the dudes that she's dating.
Oh, no, boys. See, it's like you act like it's when you're like, I want her to be my girlfriend. So you start acting like you're her boyfriend while those feelings aren't like reciprocated. And you're like, maybe if I just keep going and get close enough, and then you get stuck and then you're too deep and then you're her friend. And then you're just like locked off there. And you're you know, you're not coming back. And then, you know, you're at being her like surrogate boyfriend without like any of the feelings being reciprocated. You're putting the boyfriend work in without getting the boyfriend benefits. It's really sad. And I think it's happened to 99% of guys. It's happened to me. Okay. I don't do this anymore. I'm way more conscious. Okay. I'm way more conscious of it now. And I make sure that I, you know, make sure not to do it, to fall into the to be simping around and fall for being a girl's not boyfriend because that can happen. You could fall into that real quick. And I don't think I've done it to like this extreme, but there are friends that I have. Listen, they don't watch this. They're not on Twitch, so I'm going to say this. I'm not going to give out any names or like any specifics, but there are friends that I have who are women who the reason that I started talking to them originally was because I wanted to like, you know, date them. I wanted to take them on a date. I thought they were cute. I wanted them to be my girlfriend. These are friends I have now. And to be clear, sure, there's like still some feelings there, but mostly I see them as like my little sisters. You know, they're you know, they're younger than me and they're my friends, and I mostly see them as like my sisters more than like potential like dating partners still. So it's not like I'm really like friend zoned. You know, they're literally just my friends now. But it started off as literally this, you know. I was too scared to ask them out, but I was like really nice. I'm just a nice person in general. I'm a really like giving person when it comes to like affection in general. I'm just a nice dude. That's just how I'm raised, and that's just how me and my family are. So I do that, and I'd be like super nice, and I care about a lot of people too. So I, you know, do stuff for people, but not like bring them chicken soup when they're sick and buy them flowers on Valentine's Day, but as a friend. I haven't done that yet. That's real cringe. Like your friends got to step in there and be like, hey bud, calm down. Hey bud, listen, I know it hurts sometimes, but you know, it's you gotta stop. That's a yikes from me, dog. But you know, and then they just become your friend instead of your girlfriend, and then they just see you as that, and they kind of, you know, oh, this guy, he's super nice. Lots of them don't even see it, and I don't want to put it on the girls too much because a lot of girls don't even see it. They're like, oh, he's just such a nice guy. Instead of see you getting played, you see yourself getting played. But lots of girls just don't see it. They're like, oh, he's just like a really nice guy.
And then like if you get like really deep into it and you really lose sight of all perspective, then you do things like get her flowers on Valentine's Day as a friend. Right? Yeah, so Matt the Strummer saying you power level her in MMOs. Abso-fucking-lutely. That's it.
Grind out levels on this fake girlfriend. Oh no, that's so sad. Can you even imagine that, dude? Oh no, it's so sad. I feel so bad.
Right? So you invest, and the idea here is in your mind, there's a part of your mind that says, she's going to turn me down if I say no, if I ask her out. So what can I do to like increase the chances of her liking me? How can I demonstrate my value to her? And you invest in the relationship, you invest in the relationship, and you invest in the relationship. And then one day your love
You're trying to get laid every day. Same, brother. Same, dude. I'm, like I said, I'm a horny boy, okay? I lay down in my bed every single day. I'm always trying to get laid.
Love reaches a critical mass and you confess your love for her, right? It's not, you don't ask her out, like you confess your love. Like that's apples and oranges.
Yeah, that's true. Like it's you're so deep, and then you're just like there's like no getting out, and it all bubbles over, and then you're just like, I love you. And she's like, you're standing there, you're chilling out as friends, and you're just like, I love you. And she's like, what? I just thought we were getting Starbucks as friends. What? And she's just blindsided. And then you ruin the whole relationship and the like friend relationship. Then it's all gone. It's just all gone there. It's all over there, Chief.
The scenario that we're talking about is that your love and the tension around that love rises and rises and rises. And then there's a confession. There's a, I've loved you like a goddamn anime. You confess your love for her. And then what happens is she says the dreaded words, I think of you like a friend. I don't think of you like that.
Yikes.
Right? And so then what does that do to your confidence? It knocks your confidence down a peg. And so you kind of get over it. You meet another girl. And then your confidence is even lower. So as you enter the second relationship, you feel like you have to invest more. Because the problem was that you didn't do enough for her. You didn't demonstrate your value. You didn't get her to see that you didn't like show her how caring you are. So you kind of double down on your strategy, and then you like go back to like doing even more stuff for her.
Buy her a puppy on her birthday. That type of dude. Have the post. This is my best friend. I've been there, boys. Not crazy like that, but you've been with that female friend who was supposed to be a girl you're supposed to ask out. You know, it's happened. I think it's happened to all of us. No shame here, okay? I'm gonna wear my heart on my sleeve with my kings in chat. All right, and anybody else watching who stumbles upon this, I'm gonna wear my heart on my sleeve, okay? It's happened before to me, and it sucks. It really does, and it really does knock down your confidence a lot. Like you're just not worthy because you've spent so much in this relationship already, and you're like, and you care so much about her now since you're so deep in there, right? But you're not deep in there like a boyfriend. You're deep in there like a freaking pawn. You played yourself. Walked yourself up right to the freaking rook and you get devoured. And there's nothing that, I honestly don't think that's the girl's fault. It's just like defense mechanisms on defense mechanisms, walking yourself into like oblivion. And you're just like, you feel like you're not good enough. So you have to perform better than you feel like you are. And you still don't, get out there and ask, the question like, hey, I think you're cute. I want to ask you out. I want to be your boy. Because, we get on women for thinking that we're mind readers. Women, am I right? But we can't do the opposite and say that women should pick up on all the complicated emotions that we just don't understand either.
And so that cycle repeats itself. And each time you get rejected, you feel less confident. And then you feel like you have to do a lot more stuff to win her over. And then at some point, these people get so frustrated that they like go to the internet and then someone tells them, or like friends, they tell them, hey man, like stop investing all your time in women, just invest your time in yourself. Like just go to the gym, work out, take care of yourself. And then as confidence rises because you're taking care of yourself, then it becomes easier to ask women out. So like that's where the conundrum comes from, right? Like do you chase after women or do you invest in yourself? And I think that the simple answer is like it's got to be a little bit of both, right? Because I think what Andrew H.I. unfortunately is discovering is that just because you start investing in yourself doesn't mean that women start throwing themselves at you. And this is a brutal truth that especially people who are doctors realize. Like a bunch of my buddies from med school, they're kind of thinking like, oh, like chicks dig doctors. So once I become a doctor, I'm going to have to beat them off with a stick. And they become a doctor and then suddenly
Where the women? Where the women at? Where I was promised the puss. This is true too. You know, you get to the gym, you work out, and you're thinking, oh man, this is all it needs. It's like a lot of the people who follow a lot of these things, and they're like, oh, everything is just a step. Everything's a step, and once I get to the next step, finally my life will be better. They get played by lots of these scam artists saying this bottled water filtered with the rectal cavity of a new like of a mountain goat will cure all of your ailments, you know. And they're like, oh, it didn't work. The next one will do it. And you'll know you pile up and oh, I keep punching my freaking mic. Terrible streamer, garbage poo streamer. You pile these things up and it's not working. You know, it's not, there's no like quick fix to these things. There's no like one trick that's going to have women fawning over you.
Nothing happens. That's just, and they're surprised. So I think what you got to do is something in the middle, right? So like understand that investing in a particular relationship with the hope that she's going to fall in love with you is generally speaking a mistake. And just waiting for women to come along or the gender that you're attracted to just come along and be amazed by at how amazing you are is also going to fail. So instead, if you meet a girl, I think you should be authentic with her. And generally speaking, what women find creepy is not just like, is not you asking them out, but just, you know, like, is like when you kind of, you flirt and you're kind of like unclear, or you like nag them and all that other shit that people swear by on like the red pill. And
see, I think what he's really getting at is like hidden intentions is the really creepy part. They feel like there's something there that they're not expressing. And I think that's really when you like look at all of these situations, that's what it really comes down to, is that they're the part, the disconnect that really makes people feel uncomfortable. And you can see this in literally everything else, is when there's a disconnect between what people are showing and what you feel like they believe. And I think lots of people pick this up. It's probably happened to some of you guys too. When someone's coming at you from some angle and you're like, there's something hidden here. There's something wrong here. Something's wrong. I can feel it. To quote my favorite black rapper, Eminem. You know, something's wrong. I can feel it. Is really like how I can describe it. Hidden intentions is like the worst part. And you may be hiding your intentions like because you feel like you're not worthy or it's not the right time. But I think when it really comes down to is that people really respect authenticity more than anything else. And you're going to get way better reactions from people when you're just yourself. Even me, I'm weird. I'm a weird dude. I'm not like your average boy. Okay. I'm a weird dude. And I am, you know, I express myself in interesting ways sometimes. But what's important is that I be myself, because lots of people can look at you and be like, there's something wrong here. But if it's still just you, I feel like a lot more people are going to be open to it. Lots of people just love people being themselves. Lots of people, I love someone who's passionate about something. You know, if you're passionate about climate change or like civil rights or freaking animal rights, something like that, if you're passionate about painting or skating or drawing, something like that, I think that's sick. I think that's super hot. I think that's super hot to have something that you're really passionate about, unless it's like super weird, like being tied up and thrown into a kiddie pool and having someone pour like blueberry oatmeal on you. I think that's a little weird, but you know, I'm not gonna kink shame here. I'm just saying, you know, it's not necessarily my thing. Just be authentic, be you. And the people who will love you, and the people who won't. And I feel like you won't get you're not setting yourself up for failure by hiding yourself and springing it on people like a freaking booby trap. And you'll actually get, you know, you'll be able to have people filter themselves out through you, because if you're showing yourself all the time, you're going to filter out people who aren't about it, and you will be able to surround yourself with people who are about it, because not everybody likes the same things, and obviously there are going to be some people that you like that won't like you back. 'Tis life. I think that's going to be a way healthier way to conduct yourself with these sorts of relationships. Thank you, Dr. K. What did I click on? I keep pressing space on something, and I don't know what I'm pressing space on, because it's definitely not the video.
The pickup artist forums and things like that. You just like treat them like a human being, and you say, like, you walk up to them and you say, hey, how are things going? Like, I've really enjoyed being in class with you for the past couple of weeks, and I'd like to get to know you better. Are you interested in grabbing dinner sometime? And that's it.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's so cool. Can you imagine, like, you walking up, all right, massive cock, freaking, you have to tie it around, your confidence is so big, your metaphorical big dick is so massive, you have to tie it around your waist like a freaking super saiyan, like a super saiyan, like a freaking saiyan tail, okay, and you're like walking up to this woman, and you're just like, hello, beautiful girl, I would like to get to know you better. I would like to add you to the long list of beautiful human beings that have exchanged the blessing of knowing each other. I would like to offer you this to you. And they're just like, oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh. Wow. But yeah, like, that's not gonna happen every time. But I think it's going to happen a lot more than you'd expect. It's happened a lot more than I expect, definitely. And I feel like online dating doesn't really work for me. You know, I'm much more of a talker, if you've noticed. I really like talking, and that's really my thing. Like, my perfect date, honestly, is I get to sit down with someone at like dinner, or we catch like a coffee or something, or we like get like juice or like ice cream or something, and we sit and we just talk for like 2 hours, 3 hours, you know, about whatever crosses our mind, and we get to really know each other. That's my like perfect type of date, honestly. And I think it works with some people, and some people don't like it. And if you're not about it, honestly, that's not really the type of girl that I'd want to be with. And that's usually how, like I said, that's how I filter out people. If I'm talking to someone and then like what really bugs me is people being super dry with text. That pisses me off to no end. I hate it. I type freaking paragraphs, okay? I'll type out the freaking book of Matthew in your in your DMs, okay? I love talking. And if someone replies like super blunt and super short with me, I just, even if that's just them, and I can't do anything about it because that's just them, it won't work with me personally. So maybe they'll be happy with someone who's not as big of a talker as me. That just, I don't know. Maybe my thing is just like, I love talking. So.
And then if you want to, you can even throw in a little bit of flirt, right? Like, you can grab dinner sometime. Like, that's all it takes.
True. Guys, listen, all right. It's a meme, but being smooth helps a lot. If you work in like a little bit, if you like talk to them and you work in like a little bit of flirt in there, ooh, girls will be falling. I can't do that. I can't say they're going to be falling all over you, but they'll love it. They really will love it. They really will. I remember I was talking to this girl on Tinder, and she was talking about how she moved out of her parents' house, and because they were bad, and she moved in and she really loved her cat, and how important that was to her. Her cat was named August. It's not my story to tell, but her cat was named August. Interesting name. And how happy she was to be alone, right? And I said, hey, I know you love being alone, but I hope you're not too comfortable, because I'm still trying to get you to delete this app. And she was like, ooh, you smooth, huh? She really liked it, and that was a really good talk. It turned out that I didn't really think she was. The more we talked, the more I realized she wasn't like the type of girl that I wanted to date. But she was, she's really cool, and we're friends now. We talk every once in a while. She's great. But yeah, honestly, being smooth helps a lot. It can really help. And being funny and smooth. And my humor comes off way better when I'm talking. I have a really dry delivery. I think I have ADHD, so I pull stuff out of my ass real quick. Like I said, I'm real weird. So I think for me, like a face-to-face talk with someone, if you give me 5 minutes, I think I can really win them over.
You guys see that? If you guys want to see how well that works, you guys should watch the interview with Anna. Right? Were you guys there? Can we get a clip of that? I'm pretty sure that there was so I mean, you can be flirtatious. We can teach you how to flirt. Like, you guys see that, right? Like the facial expression. We played this game before, like the facial expression game, where it's like, hey, how you doing? That's all it takes.
Easy.
Right?
That's all it takes. The quick eyebrow raise, women will be freaking on their knees for you, boys. You'll be like a dog walker, all right? You'll put them all on leashes and you'll lead them back to your love dungeon. And they'll love every second of it. Easy rares.
It's not hard. You don't have to have a long speech. Like, you just,
hey,
yeah, like, you know, and you don't want to overdo it, right? You need just a little bit of it. Just as a flavoring, just a pinch. And that's all you need. And then, like, just be straight with her, because if this is what you're doing the whole time, if you're just going like this, like, hey, 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 hey,
hey, hey, hey, how you doing?
hey, that's fucking creepy, right? So, like, flirting too much is.
I'd be scared. Listen, I'm a big boy. I can fend for myself. If someone was doing that to me, I'd be spooked. I'd be like, I've got to get out of here. That's all the time I've got. I've got to get back to playing Animal Crossing New Leaf on my Nintendo 3DS. I'll see you all later. I am gone from this place. I've got my freaking speed dial on 911. I'm clutching my pocket knife like I am going to be jumped and freaking chloroformed, and I'll be like in someone's like male milk dungeon if I don't get out of here lickety split. All right. I'd be very worried, and I'm not even a woman, dude.
Is like how you become a creep. Like, just a little bit of flirt, a lot of authenticity, and then move on. I think that's what you got to do. And so what I would tell Andrew H.I. is like, yeah, you should continue like investing in yourself and like, just, you know, focus on yourself. But if you see a girl that you're attracted to, or a dude, that you can throw in a little bit of flirt, and a lot of the flirt is in the eyebrows, like flirting comes from confidence and stuff like that, right? And then just ask them out, be authentic. Yeah, so I mean,
wait, I want to rewind this. There was something I wanted to say.
Too much is like how you become a creep. I think that's what you got to do. And so what I would tell Andrew H.I. is like, yeah, you should continue like investing in yourself and like, just, you know, focus on yourself. But if you see a girl that you're attracted to, or a dude, that you can throw in a little bit of flirt.
Yeah, hit him up.
I have difficulty meeting women, and I feel like I want to curb my sexual desire because that's something I can't have, even though I still want it. So that also is a whole different complex. Like, I mean, curb your sexual desire in terms of, you know, don't be sexually inappropriate with people. But if you have sexual desire, that's fine. I think it's fine to, you know, want to be sexually active with someone, or with, in general, or with someone.
Yeah, that's true. That one too. For me, it's more like I'm always confused about what I want. I feel like like confused about what I want from this person. For now, I think I'm going to, cause I've definitely pushed to like turn a hoe into a housewife type of thing, you know? I feel like I've definitely done that. And we were like not on the same page, like at all. And we were, you know, talking about two different things. I think it's important to also make your intentions clear so everyone knows what you're talking about. You want to be on the same page. Like I've definitely done that before, and it's been really weird. Sometimes it works out, and sometimes it definitely does not. And you don't want to be blindsided, and you don't want to blindside anyone with what you want. That's what I'm gonna add to that.
Also, I know that focusing on my life and improving myself are better pathways to finding a relationship. I just get the feeling that if I focus on myself all the time, then I will avoid opportunities that come up. That's absolutely true. So you don't want to focus on yourself all the time.
Oh, someone in chat said something really interesting, was that they really fear being rejected. I did a video about this on YouTube a long while back. I opened up really sensitively about how I personally have a fear of failure. And that stops me a lot from pursuing a lot of things that I'd really like to do, because instead of like doing it and being okay with not, succeeding or being as successful as I think I could be, I avoid it like the plague, because I'm too scared of the possibility that I'll just fail. Right. And I get that as well when it comes to just talking to women as well. You're like, the fear of being rejected, you put your heart out there. And I feel like that also plays back into like society's idea of men. It's hard to get a relationship. You got to put yourself out there. You got to open up. You got to put your heart out there. Lots of women are, not very receptive to someone who comes off as super emotionally unavailable and blocked off. It's not like you got to be, oh dear madame, your voice is like the kiss of the dawn wind on a summer's day, sort of like freaking Romeo on her, at her window and playing the freaking ukulele for her, super emotional. There's a middle ground there that I think we can reach that would make everyone happy. But it's, for a lot of guys, it's really hard due to society to open up about their feelings, and that makes you feel extremely vulnerable, more vulnerable than lots of people are comfortable with, and more vulnerable than I think that is needed, because like being emotionally open is sometimes seen as antithetical to being masculine, and that that disconnect between your identity and the actions that you have to pursue to get like a healthy relationship is really difficult to like navigate.
You want to focus on yourself for most of the time, and when you go to an event where there's a woman that you're attracted to, like even if you've never met her, you can just walk up to her at the end of the event and say, hey, I'm at this event and I'm here to just have a good time with my buddies. But to be completely honest, I just cannot, like, I keep on looking at you and I'm sorry. And I was just wondering, is there any way that I could buy you dinner sometime? And then
that's actually really sick. Like think of you yourself at like whatever hobby you do. You see the smoking hot girl and you walk up and you're just like, hey, we have the same interests. I think you're incredibly cute. I'd love to get to know you more. Is there any time you'd want to I could buy you dinner sometime, and we can talk? That's sick. You would be so surprised how receptive people are to that. It's super, that you make people feel so good. Imagine if someone did that to you. You're chilling as your basic default self, schlubby, freaking borderline, not confident at all, feeling like a loser today when you woke up, didn't feel the hottest when you look into the mirror. You're like, damn, I look like that? I really be living like that? And someone walks up to you and they're just like, I think that you're the, they don't say it actually like this, but I think you're the most beautiful human being that I've seen all day. Hello, how are you? Can you imagine how that'd make you feel if you've never had it happen before? And if you haven't, I'm sorry. It doesn't happen to me much at all. I'll say that, but if it happens, it feels really good. And even if you don't get anything out of it, personally, I think what you can take out of it is that you make someone's day better. Like you'll take that any day. I'll be walking around and I'll like put some work into an outfit and then I go out and someone compliments me on that. I feel really good. It's not even anything like specifically like physical about me that I can't change. Someone compliments you on something that you can't change, you're like, ooh, that adds to my character. Look at that. That's +1.
even if she shoots you down, like, you know she's going to smile and you know she's going to laugh. And let your ego just take a dose of that, right? Because, like, even if she turns you down, she's going to feel amazing, and you can feel amazing for letting her feel amazing if you're not fucking caught up in your head.
Yeah, that's true. You know, you see, is there like no better joy? It's like that's such a healthy way to look at it. Like that could bring so much joy to your heart to know that you have this, you know, this person, or you've seen this person that you think is incredibly attractive, and even though you don't personally get to spend more time with them or whatever, you know that you made their day better. Isn't that great? That's a great thing to me personally.
Yeah. So it sounds like I'm just tapping into Twitch chat for a second. And so I'm confused about whether people want dating advice or they want to date me.
Both. He's giving Twitch chat ammo. they're gonna turn reverse psychology on the psychologist.
How do you work up the courage to do that? What is courage? Like, what do you mean courage?
The cowardly dog.
Like, what are you afraid of? Right? Like, what are you afraid of? That she's gonna say no? Like, there's a decent chance she's gonna say no. Like, this is something, so if you guys are having trouble meeting women, you guys gotta come on stream and we gotta talk about this.
Oh no.
Because, like,
he's gonna freaking fry him up. He's gonna fry him up, dude.
You're so afraid of the possible outcome that you're not willing to even try. Like, that's the problem.
Yeah, and that's pretty bad. And if you take that into like the rest of your life, that's pretty bad. Like I said, I'm pretty scared of failure still. I've been working on it. A lot. But like the fear of failure is always like creeping like in the back of my head there. And that has cost me things. It's bad for your life and it's not good. And it's something that is really worth overcoming, and you can shine a lot of light on your life and a lot of things that, you know, would keep you down. It's honestly surprising to me how good I can feel about how well I did, even if I didn't succeed, you know?
Like, what are you afraid of? That she's going to say no? Like, that's fine. Like, why isn't it okay for her to say no? And this is where, like, you have to think a little bit about how you view yourself, right? So you're afraid that you're not worth dating. And so since you try to keep that fear of your lack of value as a partner at bay, you try to, like, put your head in the sand. And if you get any sort of external evidence to support the idea that you're not worth dating, then that's too much for you to bear. So, like, if you want to be, like, this all has to, if you're having trouble asking women out, like, you've got to stop and think a little bit about yourself. And think, like, how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel like you're worthwhile to date? Do you think, like, you're a worthy person to date?
I definitely went through a phase where I felt like I wasn't worthy to date. That I wasn't, like, adequate. Like, I wasn't good enough. Something about me was, like, wrong. And thankfully, I took that to like improve myself. I worked out more. I had dreadlocks. I cut my dreadlocks off. I changed my hair. I bought new clothes. And now I get like a fair amount of compliments on things like that. I get a lot of compliments on the way I dress. I get a lot of compliments on, well, I won't say like a lot of compliments. Like I walk outside like freaking John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, and they're, fawning over me. That doesn't happen, to be completely honest with you. But it shows. It really did. And it's not like anything was like wrong with me before. Maybe what was wrong with me before wasn't, how I dressed ever or how I looked necessarily. But the problem with me was how I viewed myself of how I looked. And then it showed on my personality and it suppressed how I acted. And that could definitely be like the point too, where, if you feel better, then you'll, do better. And I think this is really shown. I think it's true that when you are in an environment, like if you have someone in an environment, that's good. Well, that's, clean, an environment that feels super safe, their psyche is just so much better. That's why actually, and it sounds like a meme, right? And like I talked about this earlier in the stream, how I don't like Jordan Peterson. I really don't like him, but the beginning of his advice for like, what was it, 12 rules for life or whatever, like the beginning, it was a meme, but it's actually really good, where you should start with improving your life, clean your room, take a shower, do your hair, change your clothes, wash your clothes, pick them up off the floor, put the dishes in the sink, sweep, mop, wipe down the countertop. That stuff, sounds super dumb, but for me, it really works. I've noticed times in my life where I felt bad and I looked around my room personally, like my personal belongings, my room specifically, and it's a freaking mess. Right now my room is, it's not like the cleanest ever, but I feel really good about it. I feel really clean. And I feel like I've been feeling better, and I'm not sure which one has the greatest pull on the other one, but it's definitely something that I can say that really works.
Like, what is the answer to that question? I think that's what we really have to dig into. Like, why do you feel like you're not worthy of dating? Because if you feel like you're worthy of dating, you should be comfortable enough to ask someone out. And you just acknowledge that, chances are like let's say 50, 60% of women are in relationships. 40%? I don't know what the number is. And if they're in relationships, like there's a decent chance they're going to say no. But what I want you to do when you ask a girl out is like, I want you to watch her face and then ask yourself, did I make her feel good by asking her out? Because this is an important thing, because if you're a fucking creeper and you pay attention to them, then you're going to see that you didn't make them feel good, and that's a problem. And you should know that. And if you did, like, even if she turns you down, like, if you make her feel good, like, that's fine. You could, that's okay. Like, you made her feel good. Like, what that means is that if she was available, like, if you made one girl, like feel appreciated and you made her feel attractive by asking her out, like, you can do that again. Just get out of your own head. All right, moving on to the next question.
Whew. Now that was some AOE healing. That felt good. Man, that felt good. I watch some of these off stream sometimes. When I'm like cleaning my room, or sometimes in the morning after I wake up, I'm like brushing my teeth or something. I'll have something like this on from like Dr.K or something else in the same vein on in the background. I don't know. I feel like it's been doing a lot of good for me personally. So I would recommend something like this, Dr. K's work specifically, because I know he's great.